Hello everyone, welcome back to my Tech Tips. Hope you guys are doing great and keeping safe in this pandemic situation. In this video, we are going to talk about Motorola's recently launched 3.1 Dolby Atmos soundbar. By end of this video, you will get a clear idea what kind of Dolby Atmos soundbar you have to buy. Along with that, we will analyze this soundbar in 7 different categories: items in the box, setup and wall mounting, speaker performance, supported audio formats, sound modes and features, connectivity options, and finally the buying guide. So please watch the video without skipping. Lot of information in the video we are going to cover. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Before that, if you guys are new to Maimon Tech Tips, please support us by subscribing to Maimon Tech Tips for more useful tech videos like this. We post tech videos like this regularly. Before diving into the actual topic, let's have a quick introduction of this product. This Dolby Atmos soundbar is launched in the year 2020 and this is an 3.1 channel Dolby Atmos soundbar. This soundbar has 250 watt total power, where 120 watts correspond to the soundbar speakers and 130 watts correspond to the subwoofer performance. This product is priced around 25k in the market. When we talk about the items in the box, we are going to get one subwoofer, soundbar, aux cable, HDMI cable, user manual, quick start guide, 2 power cable, remote and wall mounting kit. We are going to get 2 power cable for the soundbar. One power cable is for the soundbar unit and another power cable is for the subwoofer unit. Since this is a wireless soundbar, we need to have separate power source for speaker as well as subwoofer. This soundbar comes with an HDMI cable, which is a good part. For transferring Dolby Atmos signal, we definitely need a branded HDMI cable. When it comes to the setup of the soundbar, this soundbar has 3.1 channel. Yes, this has a dedicated central channel. So we are going to have crystal clear voice clarity in this soundbar. Apart from that, as we mentioned, this is a wireless soundbar. So while setting up, we need 2 power source for the soundbar. One for the subwoofer and one for the soundbar unit. Since it's a wireless soundbar, you can actually place the subwoofer as per your convenient place. When it comes to the Dolby Atmos soundbar, it's not advised to wall mount the soundbar. But in this case, we don't have a dedicated height channel in the soundbar. So wall mounting the soundbar is not a problem in this case. When we talk about the speaker performance, we can split it into 4 different categories: center channel speaker performance, subwoofer performance, surround speaker performance, as well as Dolby Atmos high channel performance. Center channel is something which is more important while watching movies. This soundbar has 2 dedicated central channel speakers, which means while watching movie, you are going to get clear voice clarity. So while watching movie, voice clarity is going to be crystal clear and no doubt on that. Apart from that, this soundbar has 2 dedicated tweeter, which is definitely going to enhance the high frequency sound of the soundbar. When it comes to the subwoofer performance, this soundbar has 130 watt massive subwoofer. One point to note in the subwoofer is this subwoofer has a downfiring driver, which means it's going to give enhanced thumping bass. This soundbar has only 3 channels and one subwoofer, which means you are going to get front left and front right and central channel and one subwoofer. Usually, the rear speakers are something which is majorly important for having surround sound experience. Since this soundbar doesn't have a dedicated rear speakers, we are going to miss major portion of the surround sound experience in this soundbar. When it comes to the 3D object based sound, that is Dolby Atmos, which is responsible to give vertical immersive sound, this soundbar is going to give Dolby Atmos virtualization, not a true Dolby Atmos. This soundbar doesn't have a dedicated height channel, but it tried to mimic Dolby Atmos by changing the frequencies of the sound. You can enjoy Dolby Atmos immersive experience in 3 different ways. First way is to have a dedicated ceiling speaker. The height channel will be directly attached to the ceiling. This kind of setup is more suitable for the home theaters. And the second way is to have a dedicated height channel in the soundbar. In this case, instead of placing the speaker in the ceiling, we are going to have a dedicated height channel in the soundbar, which is going to give a similar effect of the dedicated height channels. We have already made a height channel test of Dolby Atmos. We will put the link in the description below, please check that out. And the final way to achieve the Dolby Atmos is Dolby Atmos virtualization. That's what's exactly being used in the soundbar. In this case, there won't be any dedicated height channel, but the sound will be altered in such a way that the human ears will understand that the sound is coming from a height position. I won't say this is the most effective Dolby Atmos. This is also somewhat similar to DTS VirtualX. If you still have doubts on Dolby Atmos virtualization, we have dedicatedly made a video on different audio formats. So please check that out, where we have explained the different type of Dolby Atmos in detail. When it comes to the supported audio formats, this soundbar supports Dolby Atmos and Dolby Digital. Apart from that, this soundbar also supports stereo. One major disadvantage is this soundbar doesn't support DTS at all, not even DTS or DTS:X or DTS Virtual X. At least having a DTS Virtual X support would have been an added advantage for the soundbar, because in DTS Virtual X we don't need dedicated height channel to achieve sound virtualization. This soundbar internally uses Dolby Atmos height virtualization, but when we compare Dolby Atmos height virtualization, DTS Virtual X height virtualization is far more better. When we talk about the sound modes and feature of this soundbar has dedicated voice mode, sport mode, movie mode and music mode. Apart from sound modes, this also has an dedicated virtual surround. But when we select vertical surround, you will be able to achieve some kind of vertical visualization for non-Dolby Atmos content as well. When we talk about other features, you can use soundbar remote to increase bass as well as treble. When it comes to the connectivity option, you can connect the soundbar in 3 different ways. First 2 ways uses HDMI ARC and second way uses optical cable. You can directly connect HDMI ARC output from the TV to the soundbar. In this case, to achieve Dolby Atmos, you have to make sure your TV supports Dolby Atmos. If your TV doesn't support Dolby Atmos, you have to use HDMI ARC in this way to achieve full potential of Dolby Atmos in this soundbar. If your TV doesn't support Dolby Atmos, you can get Dolby Atmos sound in the soundbar by connecting the media device or gaming console which supports Dolby Atmos to the HDMI 1 or 2 port of the soundbar. After doing this, you can connect the HDMI ARC output from the soundbar to the TV. Usually we have seen HDMI ARC will pass audio signals from TV to the soundbar, but in this case the video signal will flow from soundbar to the TV. And final last and simple way is optical. When it comes to the optical, you can directly connect the optical sound input to the soundbar. It's always advised to stick with HDMI ARC for the soundbar, because by using HDMI ARC we'll be having greater bandwidth for transferring sound signal when compared to optical. Till now we have seen the soundbar in detail. Now let's see whether spending 25,000 rupees for the soundbar is worth a deal or not. This is the first Dolby Atmos soundbar from Motorola. I definitely encourage that. For Dolby Atmos, height channel is really important. But in this case, we don't have dedicated height channel in the soundbar. So I would say we are going to definitely miss major portion of Dolby Atmos experience in the soundbar. Along with that, we don't have rear speakers in the soundbar. So we also have to compromise on surround speaker as well. If you ask me whether immersive Dolby Atmos sound is better or 5.1 surround sound is better, I would definitely say 5.1 surround sound is better, because wide range of movies and episodes for 5.1. But when it comes to Dolby Atmos, we have only few limited movies. So when it comes to support, 5.1 has a really great advantage. If you are a person who already won a 5.1 soundbar but looking forward to enjoy Dolby Atmos sound, please go for Dolby Atmos soundbar which has a dedicated upfiring speaker. If you are a person who is looking for a Dolby Atmos sound without compromising on the voice clarity, don't have a leverage to keep rear speaker, then this soundbar is a perfect pick. If you still have confusion on Dolby Atmos, we have dedicatedly made a video on Dolby Atmos versus 5.1. We'll give a video link in the description below. Please check that out. If you guys like this video, please give a thumbs up and support us by subscribing to Maimon Tech Tips for more useful tech videos like this. We post tech videos like this regularly. And you can watch our other videos related to Dolby Atmos right here. See you guys in the next video. Until then, bye bye. Thank you so much. See you soon.